Picture this. You're in the heat of an argument, blood boiling, fists clenched. Your mind races, searching for the perfect comeback. But in that moment, you're not really you. You're a puppet, dancing to the strings of your emotions. What if I told you there's a way to cut those strings and regain control? Welcome to a journey of mastering hot anger, that overwhelming flood of emotion triggered by external circumstances. Today, we're going to explore a powerful analogy. You don't learn to shoot in the middle of a battle, you learn in training. And in our case, that training is all about building presence. Imagine a seasoned warrior, calm and focused in the eye of the storm. That's what we're aiming for, not to eliminate anger, but to transform it into a tool rather than a master. But how do we get there? Through presence. Presence is our anchor in the stormy seas of emotion. It's the difference between reacting blindly and responding thoughtfully. Yet, for many of us, presence feels like a vague concept. Something for monks on mountaintops, not for everyday people dealing with rush hour traffic and difficult coworkers. That's where we come in. Before we dive into innovative approaches, let's acknowledge the foundation. There are several well-known techniques for building presence that have stood the test of time. These methods, while familiar, are popular for a reason. They work. Let's quickly review these common practices before we explore some fresh, unconventional strategies that will challenge your perception of what it means to be present. Here are 10 of the most common techniques for building presence. 1. Mindful breathing. Focus on your breath, noticing the sensation of each inhale and exhale. This simple act anchors you to the present moment. 2. Body scan meditation. Systematically focus your attention on different parts of your body, from your toes to the top of your head, noting any sensations without judgment. 3. Mindful walking. Pay close attention to each step as you walk, feeling the movement of your body and the contact of your feet with the ground. 4. Guided visualization. Use audio recordings or scripts to imagine peaceful scenes or scenarios, engaging your mind fully in the present experience. 5. Journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings as they occur, nurturing self-awareness and presence in your current emotional state. 6. Mindful eating. Eat slowly and deliberately, savoring each bite and paying attention to the tastes, textures, and smells of your food. 7. Progressive muscle relaxation. Systematically tense and then relax different muscle groups in your body, bringing awareness to physical sensations. 8. Loving kindness meditation. Practice sending feelings of love and compassion to yourself and others, focusing your mind on positive emotions in the present. 9. Mindful listening. In conversations, give your full attention to the speaker, noting not just their words but their tone, expressions, and your own reactions. 10. Grounding techniques. Use your senses to connect with your environment. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. These techniques form the bedrock of presence practice. They're valuable tools, and for many, they're enough to cultivate a strong sense of presence. However, in our quest to master hot anger, we're going to go a step further. We're about to explore 10 unique, innovative approaches that build on these foundations and offer fresh perspectives on cultivating presence. First up, let's talk about the texture walk. Next time you're out for a stroll, forget about your destination. Instead, focus intensely on the textures beneath your feet. Grass, concrete, gravel, each step becomes a new sensory experience. This isn't just about feeling good, it's about training your mind to zoom in on the present moment, even when that moment isn't particularly pleasant. Now picture yourself as a human radio. Our second technique is called frequency tuning. Throughout your day, imagine yourself tuning into different emotional frequencies. Spend 5 minutes fully immersing yourself in joy, then switch to calm, then to excitement. This exercise isn't about forcing emotions, but about building the mental dexterity to shift your emotional state at will. Our third approach might raise some eyebrows. Deliberate discomfort. Choose one small, harmless discomfort each day. Maybe it's taking a cold shower or wearing your watch on the opposite wrist. The goal isn't masochism, it's about staying present and aware even when things aren't going your way. It's preparation for those moments when anger tries to take the wheel. Fourth on our list is the sensory overload challenge. Find a busy, stimulating environment, a bustling cafe, or a lively park. Now, instead of trying to block it all out, do the opposite. Try to notice every single sight, sound, and smell around you. It's like high-intensity interval training for your attention span. Halfway through our list, we encounter the micro-moment magnifier. This technique involves choosing one tiny, everyday action, like turning a doorknob or pressing an elevator button, and performing it with exquisite, exaggerated slowness and attention. It's about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, a skill that can pull you back to the present when anger threatens to drag you into past grievances or future worries. Sixth, we have the emotional archaeologist. Set aside time each week to dig deep into one emotion you've experienced. Don't just name it, explore its texture, its color, where you feel it in your body. This isn't just navel-gazing. It's about developing a nuanced understanding of your emotional landscape, making it easier to navigate when the terrain gets rough. Lucky number 7 is what I call presence prompts. Place small, unusual objects around your home or workspace. A polished stone, a tiny figurine, anything that catches your eye. Every time you notice one, use it as a cue to take 3 conscious breaths and reconnect with the present moment. It's like leaving breadcrumbs for your attention to follow throughout the day. Our 8th technique might sound a bit out there, synesthesia simulation. Spend a few minutes each day trying to experience one sense through another. What color is the taste of your morning coffee? What texture does your favorite song have? This isn't about getting it right. It's about shaking up your perception and staying vividly engaged with your present experience. Nearing the end of our list, we have the reverse gossip practice. Instead of sharing juicy tidbits about others, make it a habit to regularly share moments of presence you've experienced. Tell a friend about a sunset you really saw, or the way your cat's fur felt under your hand. It's not just talk, it's reinforcing the value of presence in your life and encouraging others to join you on this journey. Finally, we reach number 10, the future self check-in. Once a day, take a moment to ask yourself, what would my future self, looking back on this moment, want me to notice or appreciate? It's a powerful way to shift perspective and pull yourself out of autopilot, reconnecting with what truly matters in the present moment. These 10 techniques aren't just arbitrary exercises. They're tools for forging a mind that remains steady in the face of provocation. Remember, the goal isn't to become an emotionless robot. Anger has its place. It can be a powerful force for change when channeled correctly. But for that to happen, we need to be in the driver's seat, not strapped to the hood while our emotions take the wheel. As you practice these techniques, you'll start to notice a shift. That split second between trigger and reaction will grow longer. You'll find yourself able to pause, to choose your response, rather than being hijacked by your initial impulse. This is where true power lies, not in never feeling angry, but in having the presence of mind to use that anger constructively. Think back to our warrior analogy. In the heat of battle, they don't have time to think about how to hold their weapon or where to place their feet. Those skills have been honed through countless hours of practice, becoming second nature. That's what we're doing with these presence-building exercises. We're training ourselves to remain centered and aware, even when everything around us is chaos. This journey isn't always easy. There will be days when you forget, when you get swept up in the tide of your emotions. And here's where it gets interesting. You might find yourself getting angry about getting angry. It's like anger inception, and it can be incredibly frustrating. Picture this. You've been practicing presence for weeks. You're feeling good, confident. Then someone cuts you off in traffic, and before you know it, you're shouting at your steering wheel. As the red mist clears, you realize what's happened. Now, on top of the initial anger, you're furious with yourself for losing control. This, my friends, is a critical moment. It's easy to spiral into self-criticism, to feel like a failure. I should be better than this by now, you might think. But here's the plot twist. This moment of awareness, this recognition of your anger, is actually a sign of progress. Remember, the goal isn't to never feel angry. It's to build a more conscious relationship with your anger. So when you catch yourself losing your cool, take a deep breath. Recognize that this awareness is your presence muscle flexing. It's like a workout. The burn means it's working. Instead of berating yourself, try this. Thank your anger. Yes, you heard me right. Thank it for showing up and giving you another opportunity to practice. Thanks for the reminder, anger. I see you, and I'm choosing to come back to the present moment. This approach does two powerful things. First, it interrupts the self-criticism cycle that often amplifies our initial anger. Second, it reinforces the habit of returning to presence, even in challenging moments. Over time, you'll find that these slip-ups become less frequent and less intense. You'll catch yourself earlier in the anger spiral. And most importantly, you'll develop a kinder, more patient relationship with yourself in the process. So the next time you find yourself angry about being angry, remember, it's not a setback, it's a checkpoint on your journey. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then gently guide yourself back to the present moment. That's the true practice of presence. As we wrap up, I want you to imagine a future version of yourself, one who has mastered these techniques. Picture how you'll handle that next argument, that next moment of frustration. See yourself standing firm like a rock in a rushing river, fully present and in control. That version of you isn't a fantasy, it's a possibility, one that grows more real with every moment of practice. Remember, you have a choice in every moment. You can be a passenger in your own life, buffeted about by every emotional storm, or you can be the captain steering steadily through choppy waters. The techniques we've explored today are your map and compass on this journey. So, what's your next move? Will you let this video be just another fleeting moment of inspiration, or will you take the first step on a transformative journey? The choice is yours, and it starts right here, right now, in this present moment. If you've found value in these insights, don't keep them to yourself. Share this video with someone who might benefit, subscribe for more unconventional wisdom, and leave a comment about which technique you're most excited to try. Together, we can create a world where presence triumphs over reactivity, one moment at a time. Thank you for watching. This is Ayla, signing off.